Okay, so here we are on day 3. This is video 3, and we are going to be talking today about the critical counterintuitive. So big words there, but we're going to be talking about the strategic breaks, or as I love to call, the mini vacation moments, okay? This right here is, I think, one of the most valuable things you can learn as a mom, as a woman, especially in today's American culture and the way that we push ourselves so hard. This is so key. So I'm really excited to talk about this today. This is the center, the source of what it takes to truly double what you get done in a day. So here we go. I've got a few notes here so I don't chatter on too long. There's a lot of science behind these breaks, believe it or not. We're going to start with the different rhythms of our bodies. So you have the circadian rhythm, right? And that has to do with like our sleep cycles and stuff like that. And there's also, we have a day cycle, and it's called the ultradian rhythm. Okay, so what happens is like the first 90 to 120 minutes, hour, 2 hours, the first hour, 2 hour of your day, usually you have pretty good energy. If you slept well and you're, taking care of your body and such, then those first couple hours you've got decent energy. And so that's where a lot of people will say they can get their best work done, But what happens is after that hour or two goes by, our energy just drops down. It falls down, right? And it just naturally, it comes down. And some people, call it the afternoon slump or whatever, And so, if you stop and think about it, what do you do when that happens? A lot of us will reach for another cup of coffee, or we will go for the sugar, or whatever, a pick-me-up of some kind. But what we have to do, or what we should do, is, be aware, like we were talking about awareness. And as we notice this is happening with our body and start to listen to our bodies more, when we come down, if we would take a strategic break for that time period, then our energy will come right back up and we'll be able to get even more done for the day. So maybe you've heard of companies out there, experimenting with stuff like this. Some of these tech companies, they'll have these like nap pods or whatever. And they've actually done studies, and there's science that backs it up like crazy, that if you would allow your employees more breaks, or even this midday nap, 20 or 30 cat nap, a 20 or 30 minute cat nap, then they would, be able to be even more productive employees, right? So same kind of idea for us, basically, we just need to listen to our bodies. And when that happens, take those strategic breaks. This was revolutionary for me because being sick, I had dealt with a 13-year chronic illness, and boy, I wouldn't have much energy at all. I was down more than I was up, and this was so key for me. This was the key for me as I was, still trying to recover, still sick, and had all these goals and dreams, and also just to even try to help take care of my family in a normal way each day. This was tremendous for me. What I would do on these little breaks for myself is I would do a lot of breathing. And the reason I did this is because I heard about a doctor who had said that one of the best things you can do for your health, one of like top-notch best things you can do, is to, practice deep breathing and really get the oxygen going in and really circulating in your systems. And it just does all kinds of things for all different systems in our bodies. And I've even heard it said that, a lot of people know how important H2O, or water, is for us, right? Well, the O, of course, is the oxygen part of the water, and it's been said that oxygen is even more important. And but I found this to be pretty much the case, as I would do a lot of breathing during like a 5 minute break, a 10 minute break. It was just revolutionary, and I wanted to kind of show you how I would do this because if you're super busy that day, you've got 1,001 things to do, you're on the run, or you're a mom of little kids, right? Babies, toddlers, and you're just losing it. You're so tired by the end of the day. Then you need to start looking strategically for these breaks. And even like, let's say maybe you're in the car and you have 3 or 5 minutes or 10 minutes, or maybe the toddler and the baby are just playing for a few minutes and you can tell what they're doing is their favorite thing and they're going to be fine. And, you've got a few minutes to sit there. Then that's where you do the breathing because it really helps to rejuvenate you very quickly and bring your energy back up very quickly. So this is how I do it. I basically just I'll shut my eyes sometimes. Sometimes I haven't shut my eyes. I just know I need to get that oxygen in, but so I count in for about 4 to 5 counts and I blow out my stomach. I let my stomach blow out instead of my shoulders coming up so I can really feel that whole diaphragm and everything. Get my lungs as full of air as I can. So I breathe in. And then out for about 6 or 7 counts. Slowly. So if you see that. Now I remember when I first started this, it was kind of like, how do you do this? And you don't want to do it too fast or too much on top, big breaths too much on top of each other because then you just kind of get dizzy. But at first it might seem kind of strange, but the more that you do it, the better you get at it, and you'll totally see what I'm saying. I mean, there's some breaks, and I've gotten a good, I guess you could say, at really listening to my body. And if I feel really tired, I got that pit in my stomach where I'm really tired, this is kind of part of my illness that can be there, then I know when I lay down, I need to do just kind of a random, off and on breathing with, kind of like a 20-minute cat nap, but it's great too if you only have a minute or two, a couple minutes, and you're really tired or you're really stressed. Perfect. That's the time. Take that minute, take that 2 minutes and do that deep breathing. Just practice that. You will be amazed, the oxygen, how it brings your energy right back up. So this is very key, these strategic breaks that you want to start incorporating into your crazy busy life, and start practicing this because it truly is amazing. As I said before, you have to remember this formula. The quality of your productivity, the quality of what you get done in a day equals the quality of your rejuvenation or the quality of how you take care of yourself. Okay? That's an equation. They equal each other, okay? And most people don't even think about that rejuvenation part. They think about, to be productive, to get all your stuff done, to blah, blah. You got to have the perfect planner, and you got to have a big, long list, and you got to push, and you got to fight. It's really counterintuitive, but no, it's not like that. The better you get at rejuvenation and taking these many vacation moments, the better you get at it strategically every day. The better you get at it, the more you feel just rested. You feel your creativity is there, your motivation is there, your clarity of mind. Your mind is more clear. You just feel better, and amazingly enough, it can affect your relationships, your family relationships. It's fabulous. So, another aspect of these breaks is you truly want to find individually customized to you what you truly love to do, right? So it's not just for the morning success ritual or the morning routine. It's also for these little mini vacation moments, for these little breaks. So find what you really love. I know there's a gentleman that he likes to look at art. He just loves looking at art. It just relaxes him. It brings him joy, happiness. And so sometimes for his break, he will lay down and he will listen to soothing classical music that he loves. And he'll just he's got a series of, I don't know if it's a slideshow or something, of some of his most favorite art. And he'll do that. And it's just such a very relaxing thing that he loves to do. So it's customized to you. So you have to, this week is about you taking a little bit more time to think about and rediscover or discover what you even love to do, those things that you love. An example of this is, and how this can affect other relationships in your life, is like with my granddaughter. She'll be 4 tomorrow, and she's turning 4, but she and I love to bond by coloring. We just like to color, And so what I did is I noticed sometimes we might be out at a restaurant, or maybe we're hanging out at church and we're waiting. And so I made sure to go get a coloring book and a small box of crayons. And I always have it in my bag that I carry. And so we have that ready to go, And I remember one night we were at a restaurant. We were going to have to wait 45 minutes. And I pulled that coloring book out, and we started to color. And my daughter looks at me and she's like, "Mom, I'm so glad you brought that. I would be having to watch Monet and keep her from running all over everywhere." So it's just something that the more that I would take care of myself, the more that I was discovering some of the things I loved. And I was strategically doing these breaks every day and doing these things for myself to build up myself and make myself stronger. The more I did that for myself, I found that I was doing it even more for the people I loved around me. I was thinking about what they would love too, and I'm giving to them. So it's amazing how something like this can have such a far-reaching impact in your life, not only for yourself, but for your loved ones. I have to read this because it was so wonderful. It was one of the moms that went through my 5-week Moms Wake Up Productive program. And I found this so awesome. This is a great example of how this very thing of taking these strategic breaks, how much it can affect your life in great ways. So this is Dawn. She's from Dublin, Ireland. And she says, "I was on a loop of exhaustion." This is before Wake Up Productive. "I was on a loop of exhaustion, never having time for myself or even rejuvenation. If I did take time for myself, guilt would have been involved." So isn't that the truth? If you even think of laying down or taking a break, you feel guilty. What are you getting done? What are you doing, right? She says, "I now give myself the grace to know that a healthy me, both physically and mentally, with space and time to follow my interests, is what keeps our home healthy and happy and energized." Now that's great, right? I mean, that's a great example of what these breaks can do. But I thought this was even more mind-blowing and transformational. She says, "My major issue with giving myself that space was that one of my children has dyslexia, dyscalculia, GDD after a complicated medical history, and I was always researching new techniques. But we have been playing, doing projects, a lot of deep conversations." See, she was doing this certain things for herself, and she found herself now wanting to do these things for her daughter. And we seem to have had a breakthrough, and she seems to be understanding even academic subjects so much more. Even her thinking has gone to a new level of understanding and connection. And I don't think that would have been possible with me as an exhausted mom. Being rested and investing in time for myself has made our home ed so much more. there is more of me connecting with them all. I mean, when I read this, I was like, oh my goodness. I mean, that is an amazing transformation. And that's what I think is so extraordinary and special about these breaks and why they're so important. So, your assignment is to go and create 2 to 3, or even if you just do one in that comment, just create even one mini break for yourself. You could say maybe it's 10 minutes. And what you'll do, will you take a quick little cat nap? And by the way, if you do the cat nap, you're going to want to set a timer. A lot of times I'll use Siri a lot, for my timer. But I've got these little timers I just get from Walmart, and you can set it for like 20 minutes. You don't really want to go past 20 or 30 minutes on a cat nap because your body goes into a deeper state of sleep and you'll wake up just feeling groggy. So the timer is great. I use the timer a lot throughout the day. I use it all the time for my breaks. And if you know you only have 5 minutes, set your timer. And the timer is great because it's like a little psychological trigger. It tells ourselves, it tells kind of our brain, hey, totally unplug, totally relax. This is your time to relax for these, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever it is on the timer, 5 minutes, nobody can bother you. Don't think about anything. It like gives your brain permission for those 5 minutes or 20 minutes or whatever. That timer like gives your brain that permission to just let it all go. Stop thinking about all the stuff. This is that time, that mini vacation moment for you. So that timer is really useful for that. But yeah, if you take a nap, then, set that timer 20 minutes, not really past 30, and you will see your energy come right back up. It's truly, truly amazing. So yeah, go into the day 3 thread there in the group, and you'll see where you can post and just post what you can do, kind of design your little mini vacation moment or your strategic break that you're going to try today and tomorrow, and start trying these breaks out. You can say, I'm going to try the breathing. I'm going to do my favorite thing, which is my maybe it's a gratitude journal, maybe it's the adult coloring books, whatever it is that you love. Okay, so you need to think about what it is that you love, and you can do it during that break. So we're going to talk more about these breaks tomorrow. This is one of, like I said, the key things that lifts the whole boat of our lives, that doubles what we get done in a day. And we'll talk more even tomorrow about how you can teach your kids about some of these things and what it can do there. So go and put that in day 3, put your assignment in there, and I will see you tomorrow.